us virtually, we have Mr. Fabio Angnolon from SICIT Group, and he will share emerging European insights through the video conference or video call. He has been with SICIT Group since 2003 and is currently serving as the head of Agro Business Unit with a degree in agriculture from the University of Padua, Italy. And he has an extensive experience in the industry, and he possesses invaluable insights and expertise that would greatly benefit our attendees. And over to Mr. Fabio Angnolon, Agro Product Manager, also an agronomist from SICIT Group, Italy. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you everyone. Good morning, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to introduce something about biostimulants, especially in Europe. My name is Fabio Angnolon, and I am agronomist. I'm in charge of the agro business unit here in SICIT. The SICIT is a manufacturer of amino acids since 1960. So just to start, how do amino acids work? So basically, they do several things on crops. First of all, they stimulate plant metabolism. They can improve yield and quality, optimize the nutrient efficiency, uptake, and movement inside the plant. They can protect crops against abiotic and biotic stress and enhance the soil microbial activity. Pay attention that some of these claims are not allowed in Europe. For example, you cannot claim that biostimulant increase yield, for example, or they can protect the crops from biotic stress, because this is a claim related only to crop protection products. What it was and is the trend, the market trend of the biostimulants worldwide? They say that there was a first phase in which there were few pioneers, manufacturers in the market, and SICIT was among them. And then many, in the second phase, which we can call a blue ocean, many players appear in the market, many products, startups, but the market was still unregulated, and the access was rather easy, especially because biostimulants could be registered as a fertilizer, say. And then after that, a third phase started in more or less 15 years ago, with the market consolidation, in which through merger and acquisition, multinationals entered, started to pay attention on this market. And now, let's say, we have an increased quality of products and of players. In parallel, the market size has increased a lot, and you see the CAGR is around 12%. What are the trends which guide this growth of biostimulants? In my opinion, there are three kind of trends. One is social, because the demand of goods, agricultural goods, of food, is increasing because population is increasing. But the arable land per capita are decreasing. So we must be more efficient in the agriculture, in the production. That's why usually they say that we have to make more with less. And the second point is that we must be a little bit less chemical and more natural. So biostimulants are products coming from natural origin, organic origin, and so they are tools for sustainable agriculture. Then there are technical and agronomical reasons, because with biostimulants, you can increase yield, you can increase quality, and you can prevent the stress situation on crops. Then biostimulants can increase the activity and the efficacy of fertilizers and of crop protection. For example, you can use less fertilizer by applying biostimulants because you increase the nutrient efficiency. And then they obey also to the principle that the less chemistry and more organic, less a linear economy, which respond to the principle of take, make, produce, and dispose. a more circular economy. And the third reason is a market reason. Now there are more products and with higher quality available, and there are several markets which are very in very quick expansion, like India, for example, Indonesia and China. So what are the opportunities in using biostimulants? First of all, you increase the efficacy of crops, and you can increase yield by 15, 20%. I will show you later on some scientific results. Then innovation. Innovation is very important in the biostimulant sector. Many products, new products are appearing in the market, new technologies. Then, as I said before, market is expanding and we are sustainable. So they are sustainable products. The challenges with biostimulants are, just to be very transparent, a certain credibility, because there is still a certain perception that they are snake oil products or spray and pray products, which in some case they have a poor efficacy. So there's a consistency problem, especially with low quality products. Then the second big challenge is regulatory harmonization. If there is not a regulatory harmonization for biostimulant, the market will be very fragmented and distorted. There will be unfair competition. So we must create clarity on the market from this point of view. And this is what also is happening in India. As I told you, this is the result of 180 tests made on all classes of biostimulant determine what is the yield increase by using this biostimulant. You see that in average, the increase is around 15, 20%. You see with protein hydrolysate, with humic and fulvic acids, and also with seaweeds. The most efficient seems to be plant extracts and also moringa extracts, which is a brand new product. What are the new technologies which appear in the market on biostimulant field? There are many, so I have just make a list of the principles. So there are microbials which are very expanding now in the biostimulant market, especially this microbial consortia, which seems to be very effective in soil application in specific conditions. Then seaweeds, both macroalgae and microalgae, especially because there are new techniques for extraction, not using strong alkali, but for example, enzymatic extraction or other mild extractions. So preserving the active ingredients of this class of products. Then in terms of amino acids, peptides have been identified as the main responsible for biostimulant action because they are signaling molecules which can trigger the action of several genes. Then there are several new solutions for abiotic stress resistance, so some specific active molecules like polyamine, antioxidant, osmoprotectants, proline, for example, and silicon-based product. There is also a new class of what we call smart biostimulant because they are, let's say, they can have a slow release or a control released effect by, for example, coating granules and biostimulants in form of granules. In this way, we can release the micronutrients and the biostimulants exactly in the moment when the crops needs them. And finally, increased adoption of biostimulant in specific agricultural fields like hydroponic or vertical farming. And last but not least, I would say that there are also new tailor-made solutions for specific crop. And finally, let's have a look at what is happening now in Europe from a regulatory perspective. In the past years, biostimulants were not regulated at the European level, but only at the national level. So if you wanted to sell biostimulants in Europe, you have to register them 27 times, one per every country. So a discussion started in 2015 in order to make more modern the European legislation of fertilizers, and recently in 2019 entered into force a new European regulation, which is called 2019-1009, which is the new regulation of fertilizers, and which provide also specific category for biostimulants. What are the main points related to this new regulation? So the pillar is that this regulation is part of a framework regulation on circular economy. So biostimulants are intended to be part of the circular economy because they are natural products, many times, sometimes also produced starting from byproducts. So introducing in the economic circle this kind of substances instead of just producing and disposing. Then another very important principle is what is called in Europe a new approach. So in this regulation, there are no positive lists, but products instead are classified according to their function, all of them. So for example, plant biostimulants are not amino acids, seaweeds, or humic. Plant biostimulants are substances which can improve one of more of these characteristics: nutrient use efficiency, tolerance to abiotic stress, quality traits, and availability of confined nutrients in the soil or in the rhizosphere. So if you have a product which respond to these claims, you can apply for a registration as a biostimulant, even if it doesn't contain any nutrient. Then what are the requirements to register a product as a biostimulant in Europe or as a fertilizer in Europe? This product must have characteristic complying with one of the product function categories, the 7 product function categories listed in this regulation. Then your raw material must be compliant with one of the 10 component material categories. I mean, you must use a raw material which is provided in one of these categories of this CMC. Then you have to enter into one of these product function categories. You have to prepare a dossier, which consists in a physicochemical dossier. At least for biostimulant, it consists on a physicochemical dossier, in a healthy and safety dossier, and in field trials on different crops divided by groups. There are some let's say, issues or currently in this regulation. And the first one is that it doesn't substitute the national regulation. Now there is a double track existing. So a company can register in Europe according to the national regulation or to the European regulation. Of course, if you register according to the European regulation, you can sell, you have one registration and you can sell in all the 27 countries. Instead, if you have only national regulation, you can sell only in that particular country. Then, since there is this new approach, so no positive lists, the innovation is easier. Because once you have demonstrated, you have shown that your product is responding to these claims relative to biostimulants, you can register it. There is just one positive list for microorganisms. This is an exception. And this is because many microorganisms are already registered as a crop protection products, biopesticides. So there is a limited list which stakeholders are pushing to increase, at least in the number of species. Then there is a limited data protection because there is not so far a public register of biostimulants, let's say. When you have to register, you go to what is called a notified body. It's not important. If you are Italian, you can go to a French notified body, or Polish, or in Germany, wherever you want, and the registration you get is valid in all Europe. But there is not an official register so far. Then there is an issue with the dual-use products. Typical example, copper. Dual use mean products which can have an effect both as a crop protection or as a fertilizer biostimulants. So these products are allowed, but only if they are used in a different manner, different application timing, and different dosage rates, and so on. So this is a little bit the framework of this regulation, European regulation. You see there are these 7 product function categories for fertilizer, living material, soil improver, growing media, and plant biostimulants. Plant biostimulants are classified as microbials and not microbials. Inside the non-microbials can be organic or inorganic. For example, silicon can fall into the non-microbial inorganic. Amino acids and seaweeds into the organic. If you have microbial consortia, it will fall inside the microbials. You do not have to, let's say, to comply with certain minimum content of some parameters. So there is not a minimum content of amino acids or alginic acids. The registration is based on claims. So you have to show that your product have a biostimulant effect according to the European definition, and that it is safe, of course. Okay. Then when you register, before registering the product in one of these product function category, your raw material must come from one of these 10 component material categories. So you see there are animal byproducts, the biodegradable polymers, agronomic additive, microorganisms, compost, and let's say that the plant origin products are instead the CMC one, like fertilizer. Then there is, you see, there is also labeling requirement. So there is a very strict, very specific labeling rules, and the conformity assessment is related to the registration itself. So you have to prepare the dossier to submit with, so again, physical-chemical dossier, safety dossier, and efficacy dossier, and you submit it to a notified body in whatever state in the European Union. And once your dossier is approved and your label is approved, you can sell in all countries. So just as a conclusion, what should you bring home? That biostimulants are very important for the modern agriculture. Make more from less. This is what we have to do. So to be very efficient in the agriculture, and biostimulants are a tool to do that. And what is the, let's say, in my opinion, the open issues in terms of biostimulants? Recently, I visited India, and I realized, at least in my opinion, I realized that there is no data protection in your registrations. Because if I'm not wrong, registration is not related to a company, but is related to a product. And in the registration paper, you have minimum content of several parameters. So anyone, if company A register with this with these parameters, then company B and C can jump into the same registration as well. of course, the company A has done the job also for company B and C. So in this sense, I mean, data protection is very important from a business perspective. That's all. Thank you for your attention. If you have any question, I'm here to reply to you, or you can contact me, and I will be more than happy to reply to your questions.
Grazia, Mr. Fabio. Thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much. Thank you very much for your enlightening session on biostimulants and especially amino acids and latest scientific advancement in the Europe and also the regulatory reforms. So it would have been better. We would have been very happy to be here in person and deliver this lecture. But maybe next time we should definitely meet here. So inviting you for our next conclave right now.
Yeah.
So please book your date.
Ms. Amir,
Yeah.
thank you for your invitation. I will come to India in April.
Okay.
And I will attend an exhibition in Delhi. So I will be more than happy to see you again there.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.